Hello and welcome again. This is another set the record straight video. I mean, you could call me Minister G, Brother G. It doesn't really matter. I guess it matters what you're doing that explain your office or your reference or your designation. Anyways, coming to you again with another set the record straight video. And this one is taken from Luke 14, I think. I'm reading from 28, make a 28 to 20, 28 to 30, just two verse. Understanding the context, but the context is still gonna matters where this video set the record straight coming from. It says, "For which of you intending to build a tower does not sit down first and count the cost, whether he has enough to finish it? Lest after he has laid the foundation and is not able to finish, all who see him will begin to mock him, saying, This man began to build and was not able to finish." All right. The short teaching of this set the record video straight is how practical this message is here. And I'm going to show you how practical it is. This is for the people who have never bought a house, who are intending to buy a house, and those who are actually in a house, meaning they mortgage it and they are paying for it. And I finally found out, as going through all the wrangle coming into the United States, and of course it's back in many countries too, that buying a house is really debt. Let me repeat that. The title of this video is Buying a House is Really Buying Debt. Buying a house is really buying a debt. And I tell you what I mean by this. When I first decided that I wanted to purchase a home, because I see some other things and I'm not going to explain what I saw, and I said, this doesn't make sense. Because, let me tell you what doesn't make sense. Because the more money you make without any quote unquote investment in the society, the more they're gonna tax you at a higher rate initially from your income check. Let me say that again. I found this out just living naturally, and as your income raises, the government tax you more without having no form of investment, quote unquote, in the society. And so what I found out, I said, no, this doesn't work. And then I decided I want to purchase a home. And that word purchase is in quote unquote, because it doesn't mean what it means when you say purchase a home. Anyways. And so when I started to read, I started to look at all of the information. How is it to get ready to, what is the necessary steps in buying a home? And so I started to read a pamphlet, get all kind of books from the bank and everything like that. And I read, and then we find a financial institute, a mortgage company that would initially, this is what they're talking about, initially pay for the home, and they would be the lien holder. Really, they are the holder. They are the owner of the house. You're just paying them to eventually, I don't know if some people do it. Some people do back in the days when it was much cheaper and more realistic to pay off for your mortgage. So it was really a mortgage company that is paying for the home. They're the ones that are holding the lien. They are the owner of the house. But they say, I'm the owner, but really, I know that I'm not the owner. I'm just a really glorified lease dealer in this thing. That's what it is. Anyways, so again, the topic of this set the record straight is buying a home is really buying debt. It's literally DEATH, not DEBT. Buying a home is really buying debt. So when we went to the mortgage company to see what our budget is, of course, me and my wife, we made a budget already. We already made a budget and said this is what we could pay to the mortgage every month based on our income. Now, what was weird was when me and my wife did it, and I read all of the pamphlet and everything like that. It never made sense in some of the things that they were saying, because they said that the mortgage company would do a debt to something ratio, whatever it is, of your income, but they will do the gross. That was the first sign that you're really buying debt. When you purchase a home, you're really buying debt. And when they said they will do a debt to liability ratio, something like that, I forgot the terms, but it really doesn't matter what the terms is. But people would argue over the terms. They would do gross, but I didn't understand why they did gross income when I only receive net income, right? It never makes sense. I said, why are they seeing if I'm qualified to get a loan, and they're basing it off my gross income rather than my net income? That's the first sign that you're actually buying debt, because your gross, I don't see my gross income because the government take a part of your income for tax. So literally, I'm only working with net. I only work with net, not gross. But anyways, so when we go and they figure out how much we could pay for mortgage, it was close to our budget, so we were able to raise it a few dollars more, and it was fine, and we got the mortgage. But somebody didn't tell us plainly that when you get into a home, it is almost impossible, starting from the bottom, it's almost impossible when you get into a home that you will not get into DEATH, debt. A huge responsibility that will hold you hostage for how long, I don't know. Meaning hostage in that you're not free to do whatever you want, wherever you could go, because that's going to be hanging over your head, depending on how disciplined you are to somehow, I don't know, pay off with that, which seems almost impossible. 30 years? You could, some people say 25 years and 15 years, but you realize that if you pay 25 or you get a mortgage for 25 or even 15 years, it's going to be at a higher rate. Anyways, when we found out, when we got into the house, and I'm doing the paperwork and I'm seeing this, I said, wait, the mortgage company did not provide me with the information that you'll also be paying gas. You also will be paying gas, electric bill, water bill. You still have to eat. And then I started to realize, I said, whoa. Your budget is way more than your actual mortgage. Ha. Ding, 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 ding. I said, oh my gosh, your mortgage, not your mortgage, your debt is way beyond whatever they do at closing or whatever they do when they give you that mortgage. You see, it says right here, for which of you intending to build a tower does not sit down first to count the cost, whether he has enough to finish it. Lest after he has laid the foundation and is not able to finish, all who see him will begin to mock, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. This is very applicable to our day, buying a house. Literally anybody who buy a house, especially in the last 20 to 30 years in America or anywhere, you gonna consistently carry a huge weight upon your head and your shoulder if you don't get an increase in your income. So you're really buying debt. I could go more into this, but the first sign that something was wrong with this system was that the mortgage company did our debt to liability ratio or whatever they want to do, debt to income or liability to income ratio, and they did it with our gross income, not our net. And they didn't actually clearly tell us that you'll be paying for your gas, your light, and your water, and any maintenance, which is very critical to the upkeep depending on how much. If it's a new home, and new home nowadays is not really a new home. I'm coming late to the fight. So really, when you buy a house, you're really buying debt. Unless you're really, there's a way out of this though, but the fact is, and the truth is, when you buy a home, you are buying debt. The truth is, you don't own your home. The mortgage company is those who own your home. So when they say you purchase your home, that purchase is in air quote, like purchase, wink, wink. You purchase now. So understand, this video is for those people who are intending to buy a home, already in a home, and what was the last one? Already in a, intending to buy a home, already in a home. All right, let's just go for those two people. So let me finish off here, because there's more to this. Buying a home is really buying a debt. And that maintenance cost, let me move my out of the video. That maintenance cost is the one that can kill you, because I have some stories. So people, this is actually true. Intending to build a tower, buying a home is really buying debt. Peace.